Hey everybody, it's Enyor. This morning I actually made two videos. I was going to show you what I make for breakfast, but I ended up waking up like half an hour, 45 minutes earlier than I normally do. My husband couldn't sleep, and that translated to me not being able to sleep, so I got up super early and made my normal breakfast, and then I went outside and there were ants everywhere. Oh my god. They were everywhere. Like there was this ginormous swarm, and I did a little short video which I'll put at the end of this video showing me like panicking a little bit about the swarm of ants outside our house. A couple years ago we had a really bad swarm when we were pouring concrete in the back, and it got inside. And it got so bad that we had to lay not only the little ant traps, but we had to lay down poison, and our cats weren't allowed in the kitchen. Which, if you know cats, that's like where they like to be all the time, because they know where food comes from, just automatically. Anyway, there were some things that I wanted to talk about today that I wanted to go over. Yesterday I mentioned that I don't exercise, and I've had some people ask me why, and not just since posting that video, but just in general. They're like, well, why don't you exercise? It's a long story, and I'm happy to share it with you. So back when I was in high school, I was a saber fencer, and I competed nationally, and I placed a couple of times. I was coached by an amazing coach, and I had an amazing team that I worked with. It was something that I did 4 times a week. Loved it to death. I was actually considered for the United States Air Force Academy by their fencing coach for a position with them, but near the end of my senior year of high school, I started having pain all up and down my right side. My right knee swelled up to about the size of a watermelon. It got huge and red, and it was terrifying. Just my whole right leg was swollen. My hips started hurting really, really bad. It was this shooting pain, like somebody sticking a screwdriver into my joint and twisting it upwards. It just absolutely agonizing. I went and saw my doctor, and he sent me to a specialist for joint care. And I talked to the specialist, and it turned out that I have what's known as PVNS. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the medical term. I couldn't do it even if I tried. PVNS is where the synovial tissue in your joints grows so fast that the body sees it as an invasion. And your body sends white blood cells to fight this invasion and to fend it off and to save your body from the infection. And those white blood cells, when they're doing this, they form a tumor. At least this is my understanding, please. If you know more about this than I do, please feel free to correct me. And so I had a tumor developing in my right knee, beneath the kneecap, in between the joints of the tibia and fibia, the 2 bones, the top bone and the bottom bone, the femur. But wow, it's been a while since I've had anatomy. Anyway, that's where the tumor grew, and it got about to the size of about an inch. It's benign, and I had to have surgery to have it removed my senior year of high school. And I was told that the surgery had a 40% success rate. Blech. And I was told that there was a decent chance that it may come back and that I wouldn't be able to fence anymore. And that was one of the most soul-crushing moments of my life. I had to let the Air Force Academy know that this had come up, and I had already received a letter of recommendation from our state governor and from a number of very credible sources, and the Air Force Academy was already looking at my application, and in the end they had to reject me due to my medical condition. They couldn't take me on. I was a liability, and I don't blame them, but it definitely changed the course of my life for a different direction. I'm happy with where I am. Trust me, I'm very happy with where I am and what I ended up doing and where I ended up going to school. It was all a very good experience for me. Sorry about that. My phone ran out of space, so I had to stop. I apologize for having a cut in the video. My goal is to ultimately not do that. Anyway, back to the story. I was told I couldn't go. I ended up having surgery and having the tumor removed, and it came back. I'm one of the unlucky 60% that had the tumor return. And I was instructed after that I would have to have surgery every 5 years of my life to have it pulled out and removed if the pain got too bad, and so on and so on. About 5 years after the first surgery, I had surgery again. I had tried fencing again. I had tried doing all kinds of things that I used to love doing: hiking, fencing, of course, running, playing games, just being active in general. I used to go to the gym a lot, that sort of stuff. And in the end, I found that I can't really do that on a regular basis. I can do some low impact exercises like ellipticals and bicycling, but I can't bicycle on the street because the resistance is too high. My goal is to lose weight and to, by reducing my weight, to be able to do stuff like that again, because less weight on my knee means less impact on my joints, means hopefully less pain. The last time I went and did something like active, which was going to the gym a couple of months ago, I actually ended up doing some really serious and painful damage to my leg, and it took me a while to recuperate. I try not to talk about it too much. I try not to complain about it too much, because I know a lot of people have stuff like that happen, and I know a lot of people have other personal health issues. But this is something that I feel will help explain why I'm not as active as I could be. I do weightlifting. We have a miniature gym that I go to, and then I have a membership with a local gym that I go to. And I do weightlifting. I need to be better about it, of course. But it does help. I don't do very many leg exercises, of course, but I do arm exercises, chest, back, that sort of stuff to try and strengthen my other body, the rest of my body. I also sit on a yoga ball, a Swiss ball, all day. I don't use a chair anymore. I was having too many lower back issues, and ever since I started sitting on the chair, I've noticed my core has been stronger, my posture's been somewhat better. Like, sometimes I lean forward because I work from home, so I'm like right up against the computer. But for the most part, it's been much better. It's been much healthier for me. I've noticed that my lower back no longer has as much pain, which is really nice. I used to suffer from some really severe pain from an old injury and from my leg. Kind of everything ties together, you know? But anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to discuss today, was just having that tumor just kind of sucks, makes it hard to work out. But I try in other ways. And one of my friends who lost a bunch of weight, she mentioned to me when I started talking about doing this, she said, "Oh yeah, you know, after I lost weight, I noticed that my knees and my hips were much better off. Like, there's a lot less pain." She says, "I still have it sometimes, but it's a lot better off." And I said, "You know, I would like to do that. It's been 7 years since my last knee surgery, and even though I know I'll have to get it again at some point, I really dread it. Like, I remember the last time, and it was incredibly painful. Like, just the recovery was not fun. I was out for like 3 months trying to recover. Just awful. I really don't want to go through that again. So the option to lose weight and have less stress on my joints would be really, really nice, specifically that right leg. I have been very lucky in that the synovial tissue growth hasn't expanded to other joints, because if you let it go for too long, I guess that's something that can happen. I've been told. Again, my medical knowledge on this is very, very limited, so please don't take my word as law. But I was told that it could go into my hip and it could go into my foot. I've been 7 years without surgery. The pain is minimal as long as I don't do anything super crazy or stupid. Like, I definitely can't fence right now. I definitely can't go on hikes. I can't do stupid stuff like that. I can't run around. That's okay. I'm almost 30. I don't need to be doing that anyway, right? But as long as I don't do that, the pain's really not too bad, unless the weather and the pressure change is just terrible. And where we're at, it's fairly consistent most of the year, so that's not too bad. Anyway, I guess that's it for today. I'll show you that little ant video, and then I hope you have a great day, and you're out.
Dude, you guys, the swarm is upon us. Normally I only do like one video this morning, but this is intense. I looked out the window when I opened it, and yeah, I had to put down some traps. So when we first put in our concrete, we had some. Oh, there's Eva. We had some ants get in the house, and like it took us like 3 months to get rid of them. Not even joking. We had to lay out traps. We had to put down poison, and our cats were like not allowed in the kitchen at all. So I'm not super excited about having to do that again at all. This kind of like, what the fuck are they? Excuse my language. What are they even swarming about? Like, is this just what they do every morning? I hope not. So hopefully the traps will work. I'll come back out around lunchtime and check them and see if see if I killed any. I mean, I can already see that some are going into the traps. I sort of feel like it's inhumane to trap ants. I know that's stupid. But at this point, like, I really don't want them in the house again. That was a nightmare. I'm sorry, little ant buddies, but you're gonna have to, oh gosh, they're getting on my feet. You're gonna have to, go the way of the Yerks and just die. Anyway, we'll check in at lunch. Bye, guys.